to the committee of community people, and I think there were 50 in all in the community. We had two co-chairs, Dr. David Tisher and Judge Paul Brown. We were broken up into subcommittees. My particular committee was, I was co-chair of the high school renovation committee, and there was the athletic and facilities committee, an elementary school subcommittee, and middle school. We met every week. Every Saturday we put in 12 to 14 hours on every Saturday as we tried to come to consensus on what facilities would best serve the district. We initially went out in our groups and assessed facilities. And we came back, we had town hall meetings, and what we found, and for me personally, it was an eye-opening experience because I volunteered in the district, but I had no idea of the condition of our facilities, and I don't think anyone on the committee really had an idea of the condition of facilities in the district and what teachers and students were going through just to make a day in the school district. It was truly phenomenal. There was a lot of emotion, and you know, and the commitment was made that, you know, things had to change. We had some presiding principles. The main one was that no child would attend classes in portable buildings, of which this district had just an extraordinary amount of portable buildings in which kids were having class. As I said, we met every Saturday, 12 to 14 hours a day, spirited, very spirited at times, debate to try and reach consensus on, you know, what to do. I think our initiative, when we were all so, you know, wide-eyed and naive and emotional, I think our first bond number was near $900 million, and we thought, okay, you know, this is what we need, and so this is what we should go and get. And then after we all calmed down and we understood that some compromises had to be made, and you know, we did that. We worked in our committees. We worked across committees, and I don't think anyone, what we finally came to realize was that no one was going to get everything that they wanted. No one was going to get everything that they wanted. The main focus at that time was, hey, academics over athletics. The district needed additional science buildings to fulfill requirements for additional science classes that was mandated by the state that students would have to take, incoming freshmen, renovation of laboratories. Those things had to be done. Additional classrooms. Also, there was debate about the athletic complex. Again, there was quite a bit of discussion of academics over athletics. And quite a bit of time devoted to that. The language, I think, in the bond was that field houses would be renovated, upgraded to the standard of the Ozan field house. And it was quite a lot of discussion. 1.4 million is what we settled on. Well, I would say that maybe the majority was not happy with that, did not think that that was going to do what needed to be done. But again, it was a compromise, and no one got everything that they wanted. So, you know, when I hear discussions now about the field houses, especially on the Westbrook Fieldhouse. I think back to that time that everyone seems to forget that we wanted to do more. I mean, we wanted to do a lot more. Representatives of the West End, however, stood fast that the ceiling on that would be the $1.5 million, and that is what we compromised on. You know, but we came together. We put this bond together at the $388 million. We tweaked it. We hammered it. We did everything, and we came to the board with that, and we presented it, and the board accepted it unanimously. And so, you know, we know the rest of the story.
Thank you, Ms. Ambres. That really paints a picture for me. I think what I'd like to really reiterate about our bond is that although we are where we are at this point, every last one of those facilities, except for the auditorium at Westbrook and the addition at Oldham, are being used by students today. And so I know we had some issues. I even spent time at the Westbrook Fieldhouse. That seems to have been a concern. It's not finished. We do have a temporary CO. But again, I'm reminded, and I remember talking to the principal as well as the high school coach. Man, he was excited. I think this was the best situation he's had, even coming from his former district. But even beyond that, all the facilities actually being utilized by our kids. And when I was out there, they came in, they could use the weight room, and I'm committed to this, from this point, that we're going to do the best, to our best of our ability, to make sure that this whole project completes as well as we can. Also, I'd like for Mr. Zingerman to talk a little bit about the relationship we're going to have here with Parsons, and I think he may have a representative, because I'm really concerned about where we're going with Mr. Zingerman leaving and, of course, Dr. Thomas being gone, and at this point where I'm taking on with what has left to be done. So I think at this point I'll let him kind of explain. President?
Dr. Chairman, if you don't mind, if the board had any questions for Ms. Ambres, because I've got a question.
Please.
Do any other board members have a question? Well, mine is, because they've been running around town over and over again with this fieldhouse pass. I want you to tell us unequivocally the situation, and that is, could they have built a $5 million fieldhouse if they wanted to?
Well, we certainly wanted to, but I mean, in reality, I don't think of $5 million, but I think that the feeling at the time was that we could have done more. We could have done more. We wanted to do more with both field houses than was done. As I said before, the language in the bond was renovate and upgrade. There were some new facilities that we wanted to put in. We wanted to give more, we wanted the field houses to all mirror the Ozan field house. This is what we wanted. This is what the Athletic and Facilities Committee wanted. But the compromise that was that we hold the cost at $1.5 million, and that's what we, that's what we went with, and that's the facility that you see is a result of that. Although I think here, since I've been on the board, that we have put more money towards the Westbrook Fieldhouse, but I would say maybe not $5 million, but more than what was there, than what was in the original bond.
But the board did approve $1 million from Central project. The Central did not need all of that.
Yeah.
They're satisfied.
That's what I was mentioning, that there was more money put toward the Westbrook Fieldhouse since I've been on the board.
Mr. Neal?
Yes, President Reese, I would. The Westbrook Fieldhouse is still an issue in that the length of time it's been going on, and I know everybody has their thoughts and reasons why, but to this date, it is still, in my observation, a long ways from being done. Now, if we're going to be honest about this, let's talk about athletics over education. When this bond was put together, there was a football stadium that was budgeted for $29 million. Now let's look and see what the total cost is, and you'll see where a lot of those additional funds went.
Thank you, Mrs. Neal, for your comments, Ms. Ambres, and that's one reason why I want to start day one, where you are with me as your superintendent, that my focus is going to be on excellence in terms of academics, but we are where we are. We are where we are, but my commitment and the team that sits before me today, our commitment is to do everything in our power to make sure we use the facilities that we have and that we move forward. We also, and I have a commitment to this, that we finish these projects in a very strong way. And so from this day forward, with the things that I've inherited, we're going to be doing the best of our abilities to make sure that they complete them in the way that they should. At this time,
Excuse me, Dr. Shagway. Mr. Tommy has the floor. Mr. Mike here. It's okay.
You know, a lot has been said about Westbrook, but you had mentioned Odom, and we really don't hear a lot about where we're at with Odom. Can you let us know where we're at? That doesn't catch our ear a whole lot, but I know that's another project that is ongoing. We're close to that. If you can just give us an update on that, if you would, please.
To my knowledge, we are not close as where I would like to be. But what I'm going to do is let Mrs. Engelman talk about the relationship with Parsons, because from this day forward, I want to be able to make a strong commitment to this board and this community that we're going to be moving forward. So, Mrs. Engelman, if you would talk about, I'm sorry.
I didn't keep interrupting, stop you, Dr. Shagway, but it needs to be plain also that some citizens in this town filed lawsuits that delayed the project. They filed them on just about every project we did, and those projects have been built. The field house is the last one to be built, under all these court orders and all this other stuff.
Why don't you let the man talk?
Okay.
Jerk.
At this point, Mrs. Engelman, would you talk a little bit about what our plan forward is at this point and how we're going to finish this?
Sure. We've had discussions with Parsons, Isa and Keith, would make your way up. Let me just talk quickly about my departure. I know I've been involved with this program for quite some time. Even though I'm moving off, I'm still dedicated to this program, and anything I can do to help Devin, at least in the interim, will be taking over the daily supervision of the program. But anything I can do to help, days off that I have, phone calls if I'm available. Obviously, my priorities have changed, but anything I can do to help the folks that are still here, I'm committed to do that. And I just want to leave that with you. But we have Parsons up here. Lisa, or Keith, you want to introduce